family. Let's have a look here. Shalom, shalom. Alright, shalom. Alright, let's have a look and see how this is. Hope this is alright. There we go. Right. Shalom family, shalom, 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 shalom family. And if we got feed here at the moment, you can all tell what the title of this evening's session is. Shalom to you all family, shalom to you all. I hope this audio and video feed is alright. So as usual, just give me a few minutes to make sure everything's tuned properly. Audio, video. And let's have a look. I'm hoping that everything's alright because it's still frozen out there. So shalom to all life family. Shalom to all your family out there. Shalom to you all. I hope you're alright. Still have a little bit of a cold, and so I might be coughing a bit. Plus, the room has gone slightly colder again. So let's get that heater rolling and see if this warms up a bit. So shalom family. How's the voice? How's the voice? How's the voice? How's the voice? So you all know, got a little thing there. I'm gonna let you just watch it. For those of you who haven't actually seen this video yet, I'm just gonna let it play. For those of you who ain't seen this video yet, I'm gonna let it play a little bit. And then, you know, we'll get into it, yeah? All right, family? I know you probably all watched it anyway, but...
To everyone else, may Allah guide you to Islam, which is the truth, inshallah. Quick, crispy and clean video, inshallah. A couple of weeks ago, Sarah Garvey came back to the park testing the waters, getting a bit brave again.
Right,
a year ago, he came up to me. The reason why he came up to me was because the week before that, I went up to Callum off camera, and I said, tell your coward gay friend to come to me and talk to me off camera. My man came with his umbrella and with his Slazenger hoodie on camera. The first thing you'll hear me say in that video, on that confrontation, is not on your cameras, not for your cameras. I'm not someone who's ready to have, what's it called? Any kind of evidences against myself, basically, to get in trouble. I'm here to give da'wah. However, under the circumstances, yeah, I'm having to bring this to the video. I'm having to bring this to YouTube, all right? Because I was done talking. The reason, by the way, why I actually went into that video and why I went to Callum in the first place was because the week before that, Callum was on Titans TV, and it wasn't him propagating, but Sarah came on the channel and started saying that I'm a loose cannon, a froth from the mouth, and I'm a savage, or I'm this and I'm that. This is why. So he doesn't know how to stop poking a lion, basically. All right? So let's just keep it very clean and crispy, yeah? All right?
Yeah,
so I've got
family.
2 contracts here.
Shalom, family.
They're 2 waiver contracts. They are for MMA bouts. Legal fighting. All right? The reason why I'm doing this, guys, It's because the guy's come testing the waters again. Yet again, he's come testing the waters while we've been all quiet here, and he's carried on. So look, I'm going to make it very clear and simple for him. I called shots at him before. I've told someone else in the park to tell him that I've sent shots his way as well. He needs to understand very clearly that as Muslims, we do know that the kuffar are only out of each other. Simple as that. The ones who propagate against a religion, should I say, with clarity. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was known to be like as shy as a virgin on her wedding night when he was amongst the people, and like a lion in another circumstance as well, for self-defense. So now look, all I'm going to say, you don't poke a lion, alright? He's poked me more than one time. He's a YouTube hero, like he wants to make himself like he's bad on YouTube. Listen, I'm not scared of a bit of pain. You can give me a couple of knocks, we'll enjoy it. So there you have it, Mr. Sarah Garvey. MMA fight contract. The way we're going to do it is simple. If you do accept, it's going to be open mat, 4-ounce gloves, 2-minute rounds, because your cardio is probably not all that great. I don't know, if you want it more, we can do more. Alright? It won't last long, we'll dance. Let's dance, baby, yeah? We're gonna dance. And if not,
why are you fighting again, bro? You should try boxing, mate.
Even though I haven't got anything actively against this gentleman now, I printed out the fight contracts more or less the same time, so it's just there, but it won't come with any kind of active enmity. So there's one for Callum as well. Alright? This is two fights, 2 charity buckets. Alright? Let's do one for an African charity and one for an Islamic charity. There you have it. So we've got money coming in for the people. Here we've got the lovely snow. I hope you accept. Now, Sarah, listen, I'm not going to put any message to Callum because I don't see Callum causing any trouble with me personally anyway. I don't see him propagating. And, you know, I am a fair enough person to say, yeah, I don't believe. Callum knows what I do believe about him. I'm not going to say it on camera. But one good thing I'll say for Callum then at the very least is that I saw something in Callum that he didn't want to create a fuss and a problem over another event. So no problem. Callum, if you do accept, it will be a friendly thing. Sarah, if you do accept, it will be a friendly thing as well. Either way, it's legal pain. Alright? It's a legal setting. It's legal fighting. Don't be scared. Now, Sarah, listen. This is for you now, yeah? I'm not going to roar too much, yeah? But you don't poke a lion. You do not poke a sleeping lion. I've been sleeping for a long time. You came back to the park. You said that I hide behind Muhammad hijab. Wallahi, the only thing I would hide under is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hide behind the Quran and hide behind Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam seerah. Okay? We don't hide behind you. You are nothing to me. You're a little boy to me or nothing. You are a coward. Alright? Yeah. If you accept, I will respect you based upon that. Your silence upon this issue, I will take as your decline or rejection of my offer. And if you do talk and you reject at the same time, well, it speaks for itself. Everyone will know that you are a coward. Whether you like us or not, whether you like me or not, whether the people here like us or not, a man is a man. And a man doesn't back down where necessary, alright? There you have it, mate. You've got a place under my name. You've got my signature. You've got a place under your name to sign. There is the fight contract. The only reason, now let me just clarify. Yeah, man. The only reason why I put this out there is because he came to the park last week. Again, talking, innit? Talking smack again. So, here you go. 99%, I'm kind of sure, I'm leaning on the fact that you're probably going to reject it. Alright, if you accept it, let's go and have some fun. Alright, let's have some fun, yeah? But anyway, this is just to show people that you really are a coward. You're an actor, a failed actor at that, but you are a coward. I don't care about these low blows anymore. Every time I talk to you, I've spoken to you off the camera, and I told you, let's dance, innit? I told you, let's dance, and what did you say to me? You're not on it, you're not about that life. You don't want it. So now you've gone back on YouTube and said I'm hiding behind hijab. You came to the park looking bad. Alright, listen, you don't want it. I promise you, you don't want it, old buck, yeah? But if you do want it, contracts here, sign, and we will go, we will dance, alright? From me here, Muhammad Tawheed, Guidance Avenue Speakers Corner. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace.
And the date, don't forget the date.
The date. Guidance Avenue Speakers Corner. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Right. Salam alaikum. Wow. Wow, family. You can see the writings on the wall. I just gotta get back into you, family. Shalom, 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 family. What day is it today? Wednesday, isn't it? Yep. Sorry, I've just been trying to catch my voice. Let me see if this gets, yeah, okay. Just give me a second, family, yeah? You know how it is with Brother Ty here. Always trying to get this thing arranged and all that. Yeah, okay, everything looks all right. Shalom, shalom, family. Wow. Whitney Ross, Shalom, Shekinah, Lucy David, Patrick O'Connor, Daniel Lewis, GSH Everything, Lady Ray, Memnon Nateru, A New Overstander, Daniel Lewis, Tony Estrada, Brian, Castar 90. Wow. Excuse me, my voice is like, what? Memnon Nateru, Shalom, Shalom, GSH Everything, Samuel Man, Israelite Jew, where are we here? Louis Valentine, Whitney Ross, yeah, shalom to all of you. Terry Davis, where we Sam Ben Israel, shalom, shalom. Where we here? Gaybox Dunn, Shelohim, Cello, shalom to all of you, family. Whoever I missed anyway, whoever I missed right now. If I missed anyone, I'm have to go over it again. I don't know if I missed anyone. Lady Ray, shalom. Did I miss anyone else? Sorry guys, sorry family. Patrick O'Connor, Lucy David. Yeah, I'm from Somalia, Brother Ty. Shalom to you, Lucy David. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to all family. Shalom to all family. Shalom to all family. Shalom, shalom, shalom. I hope it's not as cold where you are as it is where I am. I'm actually still recovering from being out in Speaker's Corner this last Sunday, which I really did not expect. It did drop on my mind. I don't know, a week, a couple of days or something before I actually went there, but it never actually occurred to me I was gonna be there. So how did I get there? It was something that just happened on the same day I woke up in the morning. All right, before I go into that, let me just shout out to all of you family in EA. I share EA's name. I give thanks and praise to the Most High EA. I share EA's name in the name of EA Shea, and thank him for our gathering at this point again. I'm sending out warm love and jovial greetings to all of you and your family and friends and all your enemies and all those who you love and love you too. Thank you for being on this little gathering right now. I don't know what we're going to do today. We're going to try and run this thing for maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours maybe maximum, and then cut it at that point so that it doesn't get too long, because I've had people like myself even complaining that I think the videos for one session go on just a bit too long and make people who really want to watch it a little bit intimidated by trying to get into a 6-hour, 8-hour session when they don't even know where to start. And I think that makes sense. So you just remind me, brothers and sisters, when we get to the 1.5 hour mark, somewhere there, remind me to break it in two and start again. All right. But shalom of the Most High to all of you. I hope all your families are all right. I hope you're in health, in wealth, and in a mental and spiritual, physical state of being that you really want to be into. If not, we continue to pray for you as we do every day, and pray that we can hold each other strong in all those ways as the Most High would give us grace to. It's always a beautiful joy to just be in your presence and to know that we are reaching one another constantly and regularly in truth and in life. So I say shalom of you to all of you. Yeah, so getting back into Speaker's Corner this Sunday gone, it was such something unplanned by me, but it did drop on my mind since brother Tommy Robinson has been on a few on the grapevine, basically. As you all know, for those of you who've been following UK social scene and politics and all that, you may have come across Tommy Robinson's name as an activist, as somebody who's been trying to speak up, I think, 1, for himself, and 2, for his family, and 3, for his nation. You know, like him or hate him, people have all different views about him. Myself, I only do so much of assessment on people I haven't met. And it's really hard to go into details about what I think about everybody that we see on so-called social media or TV and so on and so forth. Giving my thoughts on who I think Tommy Robinson is, I think from my point of view, given that all of us have all kinds of problems as we grow up in societies that are mixed and multicultural like ours, it's not hard at all for anyone to become a racist or a biased person in any nation, family. Trust me, I grew up in Africa, so I know it. I know that, you know, in Africa, black people were, so if you like, if you want to call it racist, call it racist. Black people were like racist towards black people. I just got to put that out there quickly before you go off into emotions. Like, you know, your brother Ty, I don't like emotions. I really don't like it. I don't want us to shoot off in emotions so that we don't see other important things. So once we get that out of the way, we can approach things with our brains switched on. You know, our brains switched on and our hearts in the right place as well. So all that's important. So am I saying I agree with everything like this guy Tommy Robinson stands for? I don't think so. I don't even know. I don't think so, no. Do I have my own, what do you call them now, reservations about his maybe racial or racist intentions or motives? Yes. But does that mean I'm saying he's a racist? No, I'm not saying that. What am I saying then? I'm saying I simply don't really know, honestly speaking. But as a normal person in his own country, you know, seeing all this stuff going on, I wouldn't say he's even in the top 10 worst people that we need to even bother ourselves with. There are people wearing suits and ties all around in Parliament and in big places that we don't even talk about, and they're much more racist, overtly and covertly, than anybody even dares to speak about. So when you have a guy like this, I think you should just give him some flack and keep it where it needs to be. So with that said, I make no apologies for him or anyone else who is racist and all that kind of thing. So I'm not running a script here, family, all right? I'm just speaking from my mind. Anybody asks me a question anyway, I just speak plain, clear, and clean like I always do. Because I reason about things before I come to speak to people. And when I do that, I can't keep hate in my mind. I can't keep all these emotional problems in my mind. Everybody knows every country has problems between tribes, between religions, between colors, between black or white, between beauty and ugly, between tall and fat, between rich and poor, between slave and bond, between queen and king and subjects and classes. So, you know, where does it stop? You know, my solutions are easy. That's easy. Let every man go back inside his mama's house and let's see what happens in there. Go back inside your mama's house and let's see what happens in there. That's it. Until then, we're just talking, really. There ain't no real solutions. There ain't no real solutions. But that's just the intro. So shalom again, family. I hope you're all all right. Do forgive your brother Ty if you think that was a little bit of a rant. You know, it's got to be said. It's got to be done. But shalom to all of you nonetheless, family. Look at the title we got today. You know, it's called Muslims Giving Islam a Bad Name. Just for title's sake, I really wanted... let me just type it in there. Let me see how long it becomes. So I'm saying, are Muslims giving Islam a bad name? That's the real question. Let me put a question mark there. I want it to be. I want it to be. I want it to be fair and real and truthful to all those who love truth. I might get a call now. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Just give me a second, family. Give me a second, family. Just give me a second, family, yeah? Shalom there, who's that?
Shalom, Brother Ty, it's Chuito. I
Chuito.
don't know if you remember, we talked, yeah, we talked before.
Right, Chuito, shalom to you. How are you?
Good, how you doing?
I'm fine, brother. Were you aware that we're online?
Yes, sir, and I was watching your show recently, and I saw that you said that if we had any questions, we can call you.
Okay,
And,
okay.
Okay. I had a very, first of all, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. Go on.
First of all, I want you to know about me that I respect and look up to you for what you're teaching. So I'm not calling to start no problems. I'm calling because I don't know much about the stuff you're talking about, but I know it's important to us.
Right.
And I want to learn,
Right.
And if you don't mind me, I'd like to ask you a quick question.
Okay.
Just because I don't know about this, but I know it's important to know. If it's okay with you.
Yeah, go ahead. Let me just let the family know. Family, would you just bear with me? I hope you can hear Brother Curito, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. Yeah. Just give me a few minutes. Just since he's calling on Skype, so we're going into this session anyway. Yeah. Go ahead, Brother Curito.
Okay. So my question is, are you familiar with the old time wars? And in biblical times and before that, are you familiar with the way wars happened and how wars operated?
Excuse me. Which wars? Which kind of wars exactly? Like biblical wars in Bible times, or which ones? Or
yes, wars in those times. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, because for what we know over here in America, they teach us that when there was wars and a king conquered an area,
right?
He took over and he kept the land and kept everything there, and he erased history of those people that he conquered, right?
Right. All right. Yeah.
Okay, so the reason we don't understand about the time when you were talking to Elena, of the kingdom of Judah.
Right.
To us, it's unclear that we don't know who stayed there, because if we think about those times of war, that's what they taught us here, and they taught us that whoever conquered will take over the land, and no one left will be left there, and it'll be a new history written, and that.
Can you hear me?
So that's why we're trying to understand. Yes.
So are you saying?
So that's why we're trying to understand.
Yeah, go ahead. I think there's a little delay, but go ahead, yeah?
I'm sorry. That's why we're trying to understand and who was left in the kingdom of Judah, because we're trying to understand that, because what they're teaching us over here, everybody was gone, they took it over, new people, and that's what I want to understand also, because, when you was talking to Elena, I feel like that was a little bit blurry. We don't know that over here, Yeah. We don't know who stayed in the land,
Right. Okay. It's something that we need to, a lesson is different to a discussion, and a debate is different to a discussion as well. So what we had with Enela was I think a discussion turning into a debate, and kind of like a get off my chest kind of session. Really, that's what it was for her.
Okay.
Can you still hear me? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir. Clear.
it was
Clear.
more of an emotional, you know, get off my chest kind of session for her, and I understand that, because
Okay.
even with our brothers, they've been going through that for the last 400 years. So
Yes,
she's
yeah.
talking about how she feels today. I'm trying to show her how it's been for the last 4,000 years. You know, so she obviously, when you combine ignorance with emotion, what you really get is disaster. You know, ignorance,
Yes, sir.
ignorance and emotions. I mean, just check it out. Ignorance is not knowing the things you don't know. You know, not knowing,
Sure.
not
I
knowing
understand.
yeah, not knowing what you don't know. I.e., you know, yeah, I'm this, I'm that, but you don't know there's a whole lot of things that you don't know. So in the Hebrew language, in the Yoruba Hebrew language, they usually say, when a child is not grown enough to fight, he shouldn't even ask how his father died. You hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
When a child ain't grown
Yeah.
strong enough, you don't ask how your father died. Because if you're not ready to go to war, you just keep quiet until you've learned enough, until you've matured enough, you have understanding before you rush in. So
That makes perfect sense.
yeah, so what our brothers and sisters are doing right now, they're rushing in, having only just woken up in the last, most of them 3-4 years. It's mad. Even
Yes,
the
sir.
ones
Yes,
ones who woke up 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, in the early 90s, they can't come to the debate table. They can't.
I know. I've seen all of your videos, and it's like they're afraid of you or something, man. I've seen them.
It's
I've seen the
they're
videos
not
of-
even. It's not even me. They're afraid of truth.
Oh, the truth. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, I understand what you're saying because I'm standing firm without moving my
Right. You're
position.
the face of. Yeah. You're the face of truth, basically. Yeah. So that's why I said it that way. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
thanks for the compliment. I understand, brother. But having said that, our brothers who've been in this sort of knowledge or ignorance, I don't know how to combine the two, since the early 90s, those teaching in the IUIC, ISUPK, GOCC, they're my children in terms of African history.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're children. I was reading about a brother today. He was he was getting out of America just as I was being born. He was already in Africa when I was being born. That's also a Hebrew Israelite in America by the name of Benjamin, who decided to get out of there. I think just as I was being born. So if I was talking, to him, I wouldn't get all this, ignorant, emotional rant. I wouldn't, because he would be calm. He'd be able to give me, facts, and so on and so forth. And this will be coming from someone who's an elder, and who would respect me for having grown up in the land. There's just too many questions that, we can ask. That, our elder, the teachers who've been teaching in America since the early 90s, they won't be able to answer them. If whatever they say today, if they come back to the same debate table tomorrow, their answers would change. They can't be consistent, and anyone of them who wants to come to that table better be ready for that. Whatever answers they give tonight, it will change by tomorrow morning. They would need to make clarifications. In another 3 years, they will still be making clarifications. That just shows me it's ignorance. You can't tell me that's truth. So we told them 2007, 8, 9, we told all of these groups that Africa is Israel. I had a YouTube channel then. Some of my videos were like the highest hits at that time. Before YouTube just killed the channel. In 2012, they killed that channel. So before then, I'd already invited all these brothers, humbly, with a lot of love. With a lot of love, because some of the things they were saying about Africans was just too nasty to hear. You would think they would say that more about the people who really did the evil to them. But the things they said, the kind of action they brought, they even went as far as going in black people's shops and throwing their things off the shelf. In America. Yeah. I mean, come on. Without knowing who the person is, just because he's black, they say, yeah, you're African. You come in our neighborhoods and selling us this and they went in his shop and threw things off his shelf. I'm watching from where I'm sitting, I'm saying, this is wrong. Why don't you go into a McDonald's and do that? Why don't you go into Nike and do that? And the Africans are so humble. They just be looking at them and say, hey, stop that. Don't do that. You know, I got so much to say that, you know, if I even started, a lot of people on the other side of the water would think I have hatred for them. They won't know it's just hatred for lies. I don't want to hurt people. I don't want to hurt people how I speak or what I say. I want to heal people. But every now and then you get these people who and the funny thing is, you don't really know their motives. So it's hard to know what to say to them, how to answer them. But when are we actually going to put this issue to rest? When are we going to put this issue to rest? When?
Right.
I'm a child. I'm a little baby. We're talking of the last 400 or 500 years first. Then we're talking of another 4,000 years later. Are you telling me Africans is the ones responsible for all of that?
No, of course not.
Well, why
that's what we need that, you know. We need the clarity in that because no one's showing us that on this side, you know.
They can't show you. They won't show you, brother. I'm writing a little book right now. I'm gonna press on it, and I hope I finish within a month. It's a book, but it's just a book to read. I gotta finish it quick. I pray the Most High give me the strength and the energy just to finish it. You don't write a book in a month. But I just gotta write it there. Let it be an interesting, engaging read. Just so I don't have to talk too much, so people can read it with a calm mind and then do the questioning themselves. Can you hear me, brother?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You know, so I wish I was in the States. I wish I was in the States for a long time, just to be able to people who wanna just we just sit down like brothers and sisters. It's no big deal. We ain't nobody is no king of any jungle here. That's what these guys set themselves up to be over you. Yeah. But why can't they come and be king of the jungle with me? How come they always finding themselves to talk rubbish to? Call them out. Call them out. You know this. You know this. You know our address on this thing. Call them out. Tell them Brother Ty is asking to speak to them. It's just talk to them. The ones who really want to hear will hear. The ones who are dead set in lies, they don't want to hear.
I stopped watching them. I don't watch their videos no more, man. Because one time I came to one of their camps, and they were in the city, you know, talking to people. And a brother walked by shaking a can, and he was almost blind, you know. He was a very poor man.
Right.
And they didn't ask, you know, to help him or invite him in.
Right.
But
you there? Can you hear us?
it looked like they were shopping or doing good. They were inviting them in.
Yes.
You hear me?
Yeah, you're cutting off
Did I lose you?
sometimes. Yeah, sorry.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all right.
So when I went to their camp, there was an old man walking by, a poor man, and he was shaking a cup.
Right.
He was poor. He was all walking. He was almost blind.
Right.
And no one from that camp. They were wearing their outfits and everything. They looked like, you know, like a group, you know.
Right.
And they were reaching out to everybody walking by. But when that old man walked by, no one reached out to ask to talk to him at all.
There's no
Because he
love.
was a poor man.
There's no love. There's no real love there.
And right there,
Yeah.
Brother Ty,
Yeah, sorry, it's cutting off again. You're breaking off now.
I moved away from that.
Right. Right. Can you?
So I stopped watching their videos, man. I've been watching yours. I've watched all of yours, even when you were showing us when you went to the castles.
Right.
That was special to me, man. That was awesome.
Right.
And you know, all your other videos very educational for us, that, you know, that we're not getting that out here, you know.
Right. They can't, because they definitely have an agenda. They definitely have an agenda. Okay. These guys have been set up by Hollywood. At the least, they've been set up by Hollywood movie studios.
Yeah.
They could predict every reaction, and they set up the actors at the right time in the right place, and they're getting the results they planned for.
Now let me ask you another question, if I may.
Right, go on.
What do you think about technology? Is that like an evil work, or because people in America, we crave technology, we want that, we almost give everything we have to get it, you know. And then I feel like that's like making our vision or where we're supposed to go next like blurry, you know, because we're worried about these things, man. And if you see it in America, you'll understand what I mean. It's crazy, you know.
Right.
You know, people are poor. We're poor, and you know, we'll spend $700 on an iPhone or on an iPad. You know, stuff that we don't need. You know, what do you really think about technology? Is that supposed to affect us, or we're supposed to?
If you look, you know, I did a video just a couple of days ago. I mean, not did a video, but I was in front of I think Brother Content's camera in Speaker's Corner. You know, and a brother come up to me and asked me some questions, and then he asked me about voodoo. You know, voodoo being the African black magic and so on and all that. And people have a whole lot of misconception and misinformation about too many things. You know, everything African, everything from black people is classed as evil. Everything about us is classed as evil. You know, if our Messiah come back right now, and he will, and he did those miracles again, they will still call him, they say it's voodoo. Yeah, they'll say it's voodoo. But when the other part of the world do stuff, they say it's technology. When we do stuff, it's called black magic. When they do stuff, it's called technology and science. When we do stuff, they say it's black market. When they do stuff, it's called financial markets. Everything we do is black and evil. Now, technology can be used for evil, right? Is that right?
I think so.
It's absolutely clear. Technology is being used for evil most of the time right now. So its application is the essence. Application. the powers that we have on the earth right now are replicas of powers in the heavens. That's why we go back to the book of Genesis, and it says the man is going to become like us because he's now going to know the difference between what? Righteousness and unrighteousness. Righteousness can be applied for a desired result. Unrighteousness can be applied for a desired result. That's what we call life and death. That's why we say on the face of the earth today, you can see that all the religions are basically worshiping death, because everything they do produces death, which is like, you know, like the title of today's video. You still there with me, brother?
Yes, sir. I'm listening. Yes, sir.
So, you know, people need an understanding. What they've been given before is just sound bites based on our Western ideology and philosophy, whereas the whole beginning of life itself is with the ancient cultures of the earth. Everything's spiritual. Look, imagine somebody could say now, wherever they were, and look, I saw stuff as a child. Imagine somebody could say, let there be light right now in front of you, and light switch is on. What would you say?
I'd be impressed.
Yeah, but what would you put it down to? Where you are right now, what would you put it down to?
I think it's some kind of magic.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, man.
Or if the house was nice and you couldn't see any animals running around and everybody is dressed in nice pair of jeans and the Nike shoes and a nice haircut, you call it technology, won't you?
Yeah.
Because everything around you looks sanitized. But let's say you went into the jungle and you saw a guy who hadn't had a haircut for 20 years. And he's cooking with a smoke fire, with a little animal over his shoulders, and he says, "Let there be light," and light appears. What are you going to say?
I'll say he's got power.
Yeah, people going to say it's voodoo, innit?
They could say some might say it. I had questions about that myself. Because where I grew up, you know, we grew up, and I don't. We grew up, my family, you know, we used to do certain things, you know, like go to the rivers, you know, certain type of cleansing. They called it, you know, they called a bunch of names. Had me confused growing up because I didn't understand it. But
Right.
they say, you know, it was our roots from Africa, you know. So, you know, I never looked at it as a bad thing. But there's a lot of families that don't know about those things, and they call it bad though. You're right, you know.
Yeah, I mean, look, what I'm saying is, because a lot of people, when they don't hear me fully, like I say, people need to ask the right questions for me to answer anything. I don't just answer just because I think people are, you know, tapping on a question somewhere. And I like to give people, you know, what I think is befitting of their readiness to hear, you know. Now, I'm not saying everything in voodoo is okay or righteous. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying every form and everything that we do in our cultures, you know, ancient cultures, are righteous. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying people need to be aware that it's not everything that we do that is unrighteous. People need to understand that. Because,
yes, sir.
Yeah, because every power that you see, our creator, sometimes people ask some questions like, well, since the creator himself is the one responsible for creating everything, how can he blame us for using evil? Since, you know, he created it, and he even takes credit for it. Say, am I not the same person who creates evil and blessings? Is it not the same me? So, but what's the context of these things? What's the understanding in there? It all goes back again to the book of Genesis. So anyway, it's a big field. It's a huge field. I don't want to, I don't want to go in there right now because, family, we have a title. We may still visit it, but, we just wanted to get into this title because the picture and the video actually played for a while. The video played for about 10 minutes or something. And I know people want to hear, views and stuff like that. What I would just say right now to you, brother, is if you've been listening to a whole lot of shows we've done, I honestly have said people need to start learning all over again.
Oh yeah. I remember that clearly. Yes, sir.
Yeah. This ain't no joke, because that's what the book says. That's what I had to do. Yeah. It wasn't about getting every knowledge on the face of the earth like you see has become fashionable right now. People think people think getting all the knowledge on the earth is the thing. No. That's not the thing. The thing is, as the book says in the book of Proverbs, it says the fear of our Creator, who is life, is the beginning of wisdom. The fear of Him is the beginning of wisdom. Not the desire for knowledge, but the fear of our Creator, who is eternal life. Most people don't have a fear for eternal life. They don't even understand what it is. They in their minds, they're talking about God. But God and eternal life are two different people.
Yeah, you showed me that. Yes, sir.
And there's just no way they can bridge that gap. You can't plug the holes. You can't plug the holes with such a miseducation. We're talking about apples and eggs here. They may look the same in shape and all that from a distance, but as you get closer, you start to realize, hold on, something's absolutely wrong here. I'm in trouble. From a distance, apples and eggs look very, very identical. From a distance. Am I lying?
Yes, sir.
From a distance, they look the same. Because it's at distance. You just know there's a little dot somewhere far off there. What is that thing over there? I don't know, but you know what? Because I can't get close to it, let's just call it whatever. But when you get close to it, you start realizing that, hold on, I've been forming my understanding about this thing all wrong. But now that I've gotten closer to it, I've got to start over again. And most of our families don't want to do that. They want to vibe off knowledge. But how can you vibe off knowledge when the calling is the greatest calling in heaven and on earth? The calling to be an Israelite is the greatest calling ever.
Yes, sir, I agree.
I don't know why people think it's something they can go to university and then become. When the Most High Creator, He said, I will confound the wise with the foolish things of the world. I'm going to confound the wise with the foolish things of the world. He says, unless you become like little children, you shall by no means enter into the kingdom of life. You got to be born again. He's not just talking about getting baptized in water on your head. He's saying, look, mentally, physically, intellectually, everything. So people don't want to do that, and their teachers don't look. It's too much. There's too much to say. It's just too much to say. I'll just get upset since my mind is just gonna be like freestyling. I'm just gonna get upset. It's not gonna sound much like a teaching. Yeah, but you will learn from it, but it will sound more like me just being upset.
I understand. No, no, I've seen your shows and I understand, man. There's
Yeah.
no problem. I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
I didn't want to interrupt your class, but
Oh no,
I
it's all right,
appreciate.
brother. It's all right. It's not even a class. We just what do you call it? We just congregating, you know. You can ask
Congregation,
anything.
yes,
Yeah,
sir.
you can ask anything. You can ask anything. Don't worry about it. Don't feel afraid about it. I know the family online. They understand that. But you know, um, main point to draw the line on the question you asked is our brothers and sisters, our families. They need to humble themselves. Absolutely. You know, the one thing I wake up not seeing at any point in time is humility. Every day I wake up, it pains my mind that, like, wow, I don't how can we recover ourselves when there's no humility? There's no humility.
Well,
It don't exist anymore. People don't even know what it means to be humble anymore.
well, that's the thing, brother Ty. In America, all our leaders are basically, you know, movie actors and rappers, you know, musicians, and that's what they're teaching. You know, they're teaching the children to be proud, to be cocky, you know, horrible things, man.
Exactly.
And you know that's what we got. You know, that's why I think that the majority of us behave that way, man.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
and it's sad. And you're right. It's horrible to see, man. It's very sad,
I
man.
mean, let me drop
You
this
know?
thing. Let me drop this thing for you, brother. You know, like I always say, I've always said, environment is everything, right? Habitation is everything. You know, culture is everything. Yeah. I mean, imagine the Western culture. Just keep this in your hand. Imagine the Western culture. Everything about the Western culture is defensive by nature. Is defensive by nature. Liabilities, people defend against them. Faults, people defend against them. Responsibilities, people defend against them. Everything, people defend against
Yeah.
it. We never admit. You get a job, you have to lie. You hit somebody on the car, you have to lie. You want to sell something to somebody, you have to lie. You want to get married, you have to lie. Everything we do, the lie precedes it. The lie precedes it, sorry. Everything, check it. Education, we have to lie. It's the society. They've built us like that.
Yeah.
They've built us like that. So you're right. So I'm looking at it like, how then can a people whose minds have been seriously fermented in lies just, you know, snap their fingers and say, I'm an Israelite, but continue in that environment? Since you can't change the environment, you can say you're changing yourself, but you can't change the environment. But you've got to continue in the environment with the same man that has to do all the things in that environment that is required of him in that environment. If I want to get a job right now, I got to tell a lie somehow. Because if you tell them truth, they don't like it.
Yeah.
Do I want to lie? No. Am I a liar? No. Am I a criminal? No. Do I want to hurt somebody? No. Am I trying to steal from nobody? No. Well, will they let you off if you just tell them a piece of truth about whatever?
No.
No, they
Give
won't.
it to you. I understand.
They won't. They won't let you off. They'll be like, I learned the hard way when I came into the UK. When the police stopped me, I used to like just be confessing. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I made a mistake. Yeah, I think whatever. And they'll be like, yeah. I'll be like, yeah. So I'll be like, I'm sorry, sir. They'll be like, oh no. Come here. I gotta write your details. I'm like, I already apologized. It's just a mistake. I'm just a young man learning. They'll be like, well, I just gotta take your name and this and that. oh, so, you know, back home where I'm from, it says, blessed are the merciful. So I grew up like that. So it wasn't hard to be honest because you can get mercy. So when you're brought up like that, you're not afraid of being honest. You're not afraid of being truthful. And if you really do wrong, you can take the pain. So you learned. So there's no need to be cocky, no need to be this. Yeah, some of us still get like that because there's that natural man inside us. But by and large, society was forgiving. Yes, some of our elders took advantage of all those things. Yes, we're saying that. But me as a child and my community in society, we grew up being able to say sorry. We were able to say sorry. So you could be a man and still say sorry. When I got to this country, I was like, boy, everything, people defend everything. We defend everything so much that we become schizophrenic. We become pathological liars.
Yeah.
Arrogant, ignorant, evil, wicked, violent. I mean, you know, it's words that we can't even describe. I remember the first day a curse word came in my mouth. The first day I used the word F-U-C-K. I couldn't believe it. It was like I broke in two that day. I knew something had happened to me.
Right.
You know, because I said, you know, I was driving, stress of work, stress of trying to get somewhere, you know, losing time, all that kind of stuff. Come to a traffic way, everybody wants to go first. And, you know, something happened, and I just went, yeah, you mother FFF. And it was like I had a glass vase inside me that just broke, telling me, oh, welcome. Welcome. You're one of us now.
Wow.
You're one of us now. And since that day, I couldn't get that word out of my mouth again. I couldn't get it out of my mouth. Calling somebody a mother effing, a word which we don't, I mean, boy. And now, it's in the mouth of our children. It's in the mouth of our children. So, you know, I'm thinking, people of my age who grew up in the Western world, they then don't understand that they had something called a glass vase in their soul. They didn't even know they had one till it was taken. How can they? There's no information. But we had to protect it since the day we're born. Every single day we wake up, they always ask us, do you always remember whose son you are? Remember your father's name. As you're going out this morning, remember your father's name. Like I said, names is everything. So if you go out and you mess up, the first thing people ask you is, what's your father's name? What's your surname?
That's special, I understand.
You know, so how can we be in this sort of, in this kind of a geographical location and think we are something that only exists in a different geographical location? It's like calling yourself ice. Hear this one, brother. This is funny. It's like calling yourself ice, but living in Africa, in the desert. How can ice live in the desert?
It can't.
It can't. You will melt in a single minute. It's over for you. If you're ice, Your natural habitat is to live in the cold. You will always exist. You'll always be known. You'll always keep your morphology. Always keep your biology. Always keep your sanity. But how are you going to be ice and live in the Sahara? How long are you going to last? So people don't understand anything when they say we're Israel. You don't know what you're talking about. If ice knows where to live, how much more we should know, since we're greater than ice. Come on, brother, am I lying?
No, I understand.
These things sound childish, don't they? They sound like real basic childish things. But you can just see that, you can just see that we can't be lying, because everything that has a name has a meaning. And there ain't no greater meaning when the Creator said, Israel is my firstborn son. Well, how can a firstborn son be living anywhere? Oh, boy. Boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. You know what? If it wasn't like economic hardship in Africa, guess what our parents down there didn't allow us to do? Baba Chico.
What's that?
Guess what they didn't allow us to do?
What's that?
You said you're going where? Where did you say you're going? You're going to another country. Say that again? Where did you say you're going? Ice? 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 Where did you say you're going? Ice? Ice? Did you say you're going to live in the desert? Ice? Have you lost your mind? Are you still my son? Do you want me to curse you? Ice? Are you listening, Ice?
Wow.
We don't know what we're talking about when we say we're Israel. We have no idea. Absolutely, like, like, it'd be like trying to play a VHS videotape in a CD player.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen.
Again,
I understand.
It could be, the space could be big enough. It could look like, yeah, it could fit in here. That's what we're trying to do now, and we're squeezing ourselves into that space and talking about we're Israel. And I don't have any problem with that, as long as it wakes us up. I have no problem with that, brother. These are some, look, this little talk we're talking now. Imagine this was the first thing you heard about being an Israelite. You wouldn't be concerned with all the other rubbish, would you?
No.
That's all that rubbish is meant to just distract you from the path. All that rubbish is just to distract you from the path. Keep your mind busy talking about every unnecessary thing. Whereas the real path is just so simple. It's like a simple thing. That's why the Most High said, the kingdom is likened unto children. Well, if it's going to be children, why are we bothered with all this madness?
Yeah.
Since, we all know what a child is. He ain't lying. He's not lying. Because he knows exactly what he's doing. He said, you got to be like children now. You got to have faith to see before you see. Our people want to see before they have faith. And even though they're seeing, they're still not building no faith. They're seeing now, but they're still not building no faith. Judah is right there in Africa, right there. Ain't nobody talking about it. Unbelievable. Judah is like right there. You ever seen any emphasis on these teachers teaching in Americas that Judah is right there? You see any emphasis on that?
Man, never, man. That's why I had that question, man, because I've never heard of nothing like that. And and maybe that lady, was confused about that because she couldn't understand it.
No, she's not
But
confused.
that's why,
She's not confused, brother. She's not confused.
because she had knowledge. I mean, she was
Oh,
pretty.
knowledge is knowledge is a penny these days. Knowledge is what?
Yeah.
I've got a little boy going on 4 now. It's amazing the things he can remember. Does that mean he knows what he's
Yeah.
talking about?
Oh no, not at all. No.
I mean, I spent 20 years plus, and I'm still spending those years of my existence right now inside spiritual Africa. If that was a university, how many degrees do I have? That'd be quite a few, wouldn't it?
Yes, sir.
So how can somebody who has no experience of this thing have any knowledge? What knowledge are they talking about? You know, like the book says, the Most High, our Creator, Iye, had never revealed his statutes, laws, and commandments unto any other nation. You know, like the book says that, yeah?
Yeah. Yes, I do. Yep.
If you met somebody of a different nation, would you take them serious just because they're quoting a few lines? Would you take them serious?
If just because not if they're quoting only a few lines. No.
Because they can quote the lines all they want. Have they lived it? Have they lived inside it? Does
It's a
she
big
understand
difference,
what
huh?
it, does she understand what it means to be a woman in a culture of Israel? It's not about, have you read many books? Have you read many books ain't gonna tell you what it feels like when you're a woman giving birth? Am I wrong?
No, I understand that. I do. I really do. You're right.
You know, and
Oh, that's-
me and you as men, when a woman tells us, look, it's the most horrible pain when you're trying to give birth to a baby. What do me and you normally say?
Man, that's a good question. I've never,
Okay, okay, all right, okay. You haven't got there yet, is what you're saying, yeah?
Yeah, yes, sir. I
Okay.
haven't.
Yeah, but
No.
try and watch a couple of movies or listen to some men who've been there. Guess what they say?
What's that?
They say, "I know, honey, I know." Yeah, I know what you mean, honey. I know what you mean.
It's-
I know what you mean. Well, do
Yeah.
they really know?
No, not at all. They just saying it to, calm her down about it or whatever.
Yeah, because it's just
Yeah.
superficial knowledge. I know means I've heard about it. I've seen it on TV. Well, have you pushed a little bit? Oh, no. I actually haven't pushed a little bit. Have you maybe had a miscarriage? Oh, no. I haven't had that. Oh, no. Have you carried for 7 months? Oh, no, I haven't done that. Have you ever even carried for 2 weeks? Oh, no, I haven't done that. What do you know then? Oh, I've read a few books by a gynecologist. I read a few books by an expert about the issue. Oh, yeah? Well, if it was books, our women won't need to give birth then, will they?
That's right.
So it pains me because I'm like, these people don't understand that being Israel is not about reading books. It's about living in the culture. That's what made us Israelites. I'm not lying here just because I'm fortunate to have had the background. I'm just,
Yeah.
it is what it is. Ain't nobody a Canadian can't start blagging that he's American just because they sound similar. Right? So we got to give that space and be humble with it. All of us have been appointed for certain things and we should stick to that for the betterment of all of us. But in terms of our people coming to truth, they have to relearn, because those people out there right now are just, they're straight up just trying to lead people to hell. They're not interested in salvation for people. They really aren't. They're not. all the pointers are there. All the pointers are there. All the pointers are there. So, brother, you know, how long we done this one already now? You know, so anyway, brother Cuto, what do you wanna? Anything you wanna say again? I think we're gonna try and get onto this issue about Speaker's Corner, the Muslims and all that. You know, family, or what do you think? Yeah, let me ask the family what they think. Just hold on 1 second. Let me see what they.
Okay.
Yeah, just hold on 1 second. Family, what do you think? Have you been listening to Brother Cuto's questions and concerns? What do you think? Shall we carry on along his lines, and you know, or what do you say, family? Yeah, let me know, family, in the comment sections. I'm gonna take one or two more questions or concerns from Brother Cuto right now. Yeah, Brother Cuto, go. Am I pronouncing your name properly?
It's Chu Ito.
Oh, Chu Ito.
Chu.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Sorry, Chu Ito. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, brother. Yeah. Go on. Yeah.
I was gonna ask you about that because my mother and my father, they didn't know about the name Jesus, and in Spanish we say Jesus, and they named me Jesus, thinking that was the name of the Messiah.
Right.
I think you already know that that you know, we were all ignorant at that time, you know, of the name and stuff. So I wanted to ask you about that. Does that mean every name in the Bible's wrong in the book, or is it just the Messiah's name? You probably taught.
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
I don't want you to go back, you know. So I'm not trying to make you go back into something that you taught already.
It's all right, brother. It's all right, brother. You have a valid reason for asking your questions, so it's all right. Go ahead. Yeah.
But they named me that, and my both parents were from Puerto Rico. My father, you know, he's born in Puerto Rico, but you can see the Negro descendants in him. And my mother's, you know, born Puerto Rican also, but she, you know, she looks more like native type of that area. And my father was the one that named me Chuito, but that's basically over here they call that a nickname, you know. That's not like my government name, you know.
Right. Government name.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you know, that's what would be on your license, we call it the government name. That's the license, you know.
Okay, I like that one. Government name, family. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Go on, yeah, thanks. Yeah.
But they named me Jesus because they thought that was the name of the Messiah, because they're believers in you know, in the Bible, but obviously, you know, the truth has been hidden for a long time, so, you know, they didn't know that, you know.
Right.
And I feel like, you know, when I give that name, you know, some people don't even want to talk to me because of it, you know. I don't know, it's just weird, you know.
Right.
And you know, but I know my parents just didn't know better, you know, because I know that wasn't their intentions. They're good people. They probably meant
well. Yeah, they
yes, sir.
Yeah, they probably meant well, you know. It's not just you. It's not just you. You know, I think maybe I'm just fortunate to not have a name that I think I have to shed quickly.
So you know what I feel then.
You know, but it's a common thing where we come from. In fact, in my family name was changed at a particular point down in the 1900s. My family name was changed, and me myself, I almost changed my name halfway through my life because I got fed up with my their behavior, lack of truth, and all of that. So I remember telling an older brother that I was going to change my family name, and he was so upset. And then they even heard about it later on when I was older. That they heard I was going to change my family name, and I said, yeah, I don't see any reason to keep it because, you know, sad to say, but none of you love truth. None of you love truth.
Right.
Yeah, I wanna divorce from you. So you know, that's why I don't have any problem when I'm talking to people who don't like truth, because I'm like, who are you? I'm ready to divorce my own from a long time ago. When I realized, not because I'm reading the Bible, but because I'm not seeing any appearance of truth. Never mind actions. I'm not seeing it. I'm hearing the talk. I'm hearing the talk, but I'm seeing evidence of death and lies. So my spirit was like, no, you know, there's no point. Spiritually, I had to divorce. So I did the divorce spiritually. But now that I come into the full understanding, I'm like, wow. Ain't names everything?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Ain't names everything?
Yes, sir.
I got my names. The name, you hear my name Tai. The name Tai means, you know, it's a longer version. It's a longer version. It's a twin name. It's the first of twins. And it means to come and taste or test the world. Wow. It means to come and taste or test the world. Checking it.
That's cool.
Yeah, it means to come and you know, have a look at it.
Yeah.
So, you know, when I look back at my whole situation, I say, wow, I have come, I'm tasting and testing it, checking it, and I can see that it's all based on lies. I gotta stick true to my name and let people know that, look, you know, you're the ones who sent me. Our Creator is the one who sent me for you to come and do that work. And he said, so what are your findings? What did you see? And I've got to report to you what I've seen. And I'm just doing the report.
Yeah.
It's not for myself. I'm doing the report for you, for all of you. So this is 50 years. This is 50 years of checking and testing for you family.
Oh, it's well appreciated, man.
Yeah.
It is.
Some people think Brother Tai is a brother who he's talking because he read a lot of books. No, like I say, this is the book. This is the book. The problem people have is they're buying books. They don't want to be a book.
Yeah.
When you live right, you will become a book. 789 that, brothers and sisters. When you live right, you become a book. Am I lying from what you've noticed in life? When you live right, live right, you become the book. You become a book. Huh? Mandela.
Yeah.
Mandela became a book, right?
Yes, sir.
Marcus Garvey became a book. You can go on and name people. They become a book. You don't need all the books. You don't need to read all the books. But we're talking in our own atmosphere.
Yeah.
Our own atmosphere is different to all those people I'm naming right now. So people think, you know, yeah, brother, can you recommend books? I'm like, I don't need to recommend books. I just recommend libraries. If it's books you want, I won't be recommending books. I'll recommend just go in the British Library, sit down there every day. If it's books you want. If it's truth you want. If it's truth that you want, family. You want salvation, you want truth, you want life. Then leave the library alone. Leave the books alone and listen to your brother. Yeah. The book does say that in the book of, what's it called? Ecclesiastes. It says, of making many books, there is no end. Of making many books, there is no end. So let's hear the summary of the matter. Let's hear the summary of the matter. Ecclesiastes 12. Let's hear the summary of the matter. He said, fear life, fear eternal life, fear our Creator eternal life, and keep His laws and commandments. That's the whole duty of man. That's what the book says.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what the book says. But people don't got time for that. They want to read that, they want to read a book about some guy and some guy and some guy and some guy and some guy, and like, you can read all these books. One thing I'm going to ask you is, can they sit in front of me and let me ask them questions? That's all. That's the one thing they won't do. They won't sit in front of you to take your questions.
Yeah, because they're lying.
Some of them are only confined to the things they're talking about, and we can't even, I'm not saying those who are just writing books, but yeah, the ones who are lying to us, like you said, are lying. Those ones can't even, They won't come see nobody.
Right.
But the ones who we can at least make references to the, a piece of information, we can forgive those ones. They're just doing what they know. But when it comes to our sphere of our paradigm, our dimension of what we're talking about, books is not enough. Books is almost like, what are we going to do with that? Do animals read books? The animals read books. Our Creator said, look at the ants. Look at them. They don't have a leader. But they know how to store food in the winter, food in the summer. They don't have a Quran or a Bible or church or mosque or synagogue. But they follow the order of our Creator. In every season, they do the same thing. What's our excuse? Because we didn't have enough books? No, it's because we don't want to. I'm aiming for all of us to separate ourselves, to be positioned for power, to be positioned for power that our Creator will give us. Yeah. It's not the one we think we have already. We need to separate ourselves and position ourselves for the power He wants to put in us. We got to show Him that first. Not this self aggrandizement. But everybody's put a heavy valuation upon his own head. Every Israelite out there has got 25 crowns on their heads. They're already actually, in their view, they're already sitting on a throne on the right side of everybody in heaven. Well, we got work to do. We got work to do, and there's things to learn. There's things to learn. There's work to do. There's things to learn. I don't know the training that I've been through in my existence. When I meet somebody who hasn't, I know. And I'm saying, if you haven't, you don't know what you're talking about. It's like if you meet all these guys who are doing the biggest things in life. If you meet Kobe Bryant, if you meet Puff Daddy, or if you meet them, you will see a calmness about them. Guess what the calmness is about?
What's that?
It's about what they don't know. It's about what they don't know. They're like, wow, the things that I've learned in my 25, 30 years of being in the industry, it humbles me. It just makes me understand that there was a time I thought I knew something. So whenever I meet somebody, I better just be really humble, because I don't know what they know. I don't know if they're looking at me like, whoa, this man hasn't even gotten up to that stage yet. But look at what we have now. Every Israelite we meet is ready for debate.
Oh,
I haven't met an Israelite who calls me one day. I'm not saying like you. I'm not saying like this. I'm just saying, just says, I mean, sorry, not even calls me. I'm saying, since I've been on YouTube, I'm saying I haven't seen an Israelite who just come out, open up a channel and says, brothers and sisters, this is your brother here. I just recently realized I'm an Israelite. Please, if there's anyone out there who can teach me, this is my channel. Please drop me a line, drop me a link, and I'll be waiting for you, please. Thank you, brothers. Shalom. And just disappear. Instead, what do you have, brother? Every
debates, arguing,
and teaching. They're all teaching. Everybody's teaching.
Yeah.
Everyone's teaching. I have some young brothers. I'm so upset. It tears me apart. Young brothers who could be my children. They came into, as they all like to say, I came into the truth 4 years ago. I'm like, you came into the truth 4 years ago. I was born into it 50 years ago. You came in. I was born in.
Yeah.
So you're the teacher now. Yeah, well, let's go quickly then to the book of Isaiah. Let me show you. Before he even finish Isaiah, he's jumping to Jeremiah. Halfway between Jeremiah, he's saying, let's go back to Exodus. I'm like, hold on. If that's what we need to do, then surely I'm going to lose. I can't do that. I'm not going to be doing that. If that's what saves us, we won't be in the trouble we are right now, will we? If that is what saves us, we will not be in the trouble we are right now. Anyway, brother, so we need to come back to humility. Like I say sometimes to people, because people don't know who their creator is, they don't know the things they need to do. They don't understand the requirements on their existence. The first requirement on our existence is like 1,000,000% humility. What am I talking about? People can't even imagine it. You know how a nail, yeah? You know what a nail is, right?
Yes.
I hope my English is the same as yours right now. A nail.
Mine's, I'm not educated.
No, not even that. I'm just saying, like in the States, you have different words for different things,
Yeah,
we have here.
But as far as like the educated words, I didn't finish school. I'll tell you the truth, So I know, the basics myself, but I know also Spanish. Okay. I know a little bit of both, man. I could say that.
Okay.
So
the humility I'm talking about right now would be on the level of the humility a nail has when it's in the presence of a hammer. Can you repeat that for me?
The humility that the nail has.
Yeah. That Israel, the humility that Israel needs to have is the same type that what?
That the nail has to the hammer.
That a nail has to have when it's in the presence of a hammer.
When it's in the presence of a hammer. I understand it.
And what does the hammer do? What does the hammer do all day long?
Has to pound it in, man.
Just pounding it in. Does the nail ever change?
No.
Oh.
They don't switch positions. I understand.
Yeah. The nail just says, yeah, here I am. Just keep hammering away.
I understand.
That's the kind of humility we need to have. Why do we need to have it? Because people are going to think, here goes Brother Ty. He wants us to become nails so he can hammer us over the head.
No, I think it's pretty clear what you said, man. No, I don't think they're gonna think that. That's very very easy to understand, I think, and it's fair to say, you know, it's a respect that needs to be there.
And guess why? And guess why we have to be like that? Guess why?
Because we got to become like children, right?
Yeah.
We have
The
to
other
become
thing
like
is,
children.
the most important reason is that's what our Creator is for us. That's what our Creator is for us. Let me repeat it one more time. That's what our Creator is for us. He allows us to hit Him over the head all the time. He becomes the nail for us. Yeah. He says, it's all right. You be the hammer. Just keep doing it. I know it sounds like, this blasphemy. No, I'm not blaspheming. I'm trying to give your brain understanding. What am I saying here? He said, whoever will be the greatest in the kingdom of eternal life, let him be what?
A servant first.
Let him be the servant of all.
Yeah.
He who will be what? The greatest. Let him be the servant of all. So guess what he's telling you? He's telling you that I am the greatest because of what? Talk to me.
Because of his service.
Because of his service. He says, I am the creator, I am king, because I serve you more. Then power is returned to me. That's the different currency that Israel need to have. Because now look on the face of the earth, brother. Everybody who wants more is busy not serving. Am I wrong?
No, that's true, man.
Everybody who wants to be something is busy not serving or not wanting to serve. And they only serve because, they have to.
Yeah, everybody wants to be a king, but not a server.
Not a servant.
You're right. Yep.
Not a servant.
And they want to wake up one day and just be a king. They don't want to put the work in. I understand that, man. You're right.
What is it that made Israel fall? It's because of no service. You go to a gas station and you can't get service. You go there today, you can't get service. You go there tomorrow, no service. Everybody keeps going there, no service. Guess what they're going to do with the gas station?
You're going to shut them down?
They're going to knock it down. Am I lying? It's going to get knocked down. That's why I created all these principles and precepts. You can't get that in a book. You can't get that in 1 minute in a book. It can't sound this powerful in a book. You can't ask the book questions. It can't speak your language. Yeah, I'm not saying no book can do that, but
I know what you mean.
That's the kind of books our brothers need to be reading. Ever cross an Israelite carrying a book or two around saying how to serve? Ever met anyone like that?
Never, man, never.
You know, and you ask him, brother, are you an Israelite? I see you wearing fringes. And he said, yeah, I'm an Israelite. And you say, what book is that? He said, this one's Babylon to Timbuktu, man. You need to read this book, bro. And what's the other book? It's a book of Esdras, bro. No, but have you met one who said, well, this book here is by a humble brother somewhere in India, and he's saying how to serve 1,000 services before you die. You know, or how to be used by the Most High every single day you wake up. And you say, who's that brother's name? You say, well, actually the brother didn't even put his name on the book. That's the kind of books we need to be reading. Yeah. But everybody's busy with the other books. Yeah, give me Job, give me John, give me James, give me John, give me this, give me that. And we're all dancing around now. And I'm like, oh boy, can we just hold on? Can we just pull back a little bit? Where are we? So, brother, I'm not, I can go on like this for the next 12 hours. We won't even open the book, but your belly would be full. Your belly would be full. Your belly would be full at the end of those 12 hours. Like I said, family, honestly speaking, I must say it again, because I want it to be a challenge to your spirit. You don't need the Bible. Let me say, it's seriously controversial. It's almost blasphemous. You don't need the Bible to be an Israelite. Let me say one more time. You do not need a Bible to be an Israelite. Brother Chuito, are you there?
I'm listening.
Did you hear me, yeah?
I heard you say that, yes, sir.
Yeah.
I think it is controversial what you just said. You might get a lot of people putting in their words if they don't understand what that means.
I want it to be like, oh yeah, you're right. You're right. But I want it to be like that, because guess what, Brother Chuito, yeah? Did you know that those who will wake up, they always wake up when the right words are said? Those who will wake up never wake up when the wrong words are said.
Yeah. That's
it. Those who will wake up only need to hear that word. I'm not saying wake up like, this mass waking up where everybody is conscious but unconscious at the same time. That's not what I'm talking about, wake up. You telling me the devil didn't know about our waking up today? You telling me a heavenly being with secrets that he stole from a blueprint didn't know that the children of the Most High would wake up one day? And he didn't know what to put into place for them when they start waking up? People think that the devil don't protect his business. The same guy who we heard deceived the whole world, he managed to not be able to deceive 60 million people. He deceived the whole world, but he managed to not be able to deceive 60 million people. If anything at all, they would first have to be in a state of deception. Then they would now be crawling out of it. Have you seen them movies where 1 minute the soldiers are standing around having a cigarette, and then a bomb blows up the building around them?
Yeah.
And just as they like crawling out thinking they've survived, what happens next again?
Something else goes off.
Something else goes off. Just when they thought, that was heavy, man. Mark, are you all right? Are you okay over there? Where's everybody else? And that's the time we need to cover. We need to cover again. Cover again. Take more cover. Because these liars, they ain't done with you. They're playing on a different playing field, planned well ahead. They had strategies in place. They have places where they go and sit down and work out how they're going to keep people captive. We think we just, it's like everything else in life. You finish university, you're coming into the job market. It's not like the jobs are just there for you to slide straight in. You got to fight for them. When you fight for them and get them, then you got to pay to have them. What do I mean you have to pay to have a job? You got to have some money to go there. They ask you to buy a car, buy a uniform, buy shoes, buy a suit. Then you buy all that, you go to the same job, then they pay you peanuts. Well, you telling me they haven't got it worked out before you were born? How is it the same in China, the same it is in America? Is the same in Africa, the same in Arabia? So all of that around us is coordinated, but being an Israelite and the lies that we're going to endure, that's not coordinated. That was, you know, every man can just choose his own. Well, somebody can say, well, so Brother Tai, how are we to know that you're not one of the same, you know? Hey, that's why I always say, let all those teachers come. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let all those teachers come. Let's talk. I like it. Because, you know, if anyone out there is a spectator, you'll soon be able to see more clearly. Even if that's all you are, just a spectator. You've come to the boxing game, you see the two guys knocking each other around. It will help you to make up your mind better. Yeah, you learn a few more things. Yeah, you learn a few more things. If nothing else. At least I can promise you that. And you gotta now say, wow, the one I learned from the most and the one I learned from the most strange, things I never heard in mainstream, that looks like the one I gotta listen to the more. Because all these other cats are just talking the same meow, meow, meow. This is a lion roar. All these guys playing loud music to your ears. Playing rap music to get you on board. I see Hebrew Israelite groups playing rap music to get customers.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's true, man. It's true. I've seen that too.
How can rap music be the same music that destroyed us and be the same that's going to save us? You ever think about that? So what they're saying is, they're just feeding you the same shit that you're used to.
Yeah.
How can rap music have claimed so many lives of our people? Not just claim lives like gunshot. Women claim lives mentally, spiritually.
Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, yes, sir, I understand.
I grew up listening to music like, you know, Tracy Chapman, Bob Marley. I mean, I'm going to forget lots of names right now. Michael Jackson's as children. Stuff like that. Soft, but meaningful. Thinkable. Meditative. Thoughtful. Foresight, hindsight, all sight, focus. I can't even name names because where my head is at the moment, I just, you know. Then I'm seeing.
Yeah, you talk. You're saying like conscious music that'll.
It's not even conscious. It's you know in all music of the world. I agree with you to a point. Don't get me wrong, brother. I'm just trying to use better words because all these stupid words you hear them throwing around, you got to dissociate yourself from them.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you don't, words are hook lines. Words are hook lines, like fishing lines, to drag you in based on your association with the words already. So you got to always be able to reason with a different word that actually has a real meaning to what you're thinking. Not just what was already packaged for you.
Okay.
Because that is always connected to a package. That's always connected to some package somewhere. You wouldn't know it. It don't look like it. But there's subconscious, subliminal messages, conditioning in programming in those words. Like, you know, the word God. Look how nice it sounds. Look how everybody loves it. Look how once you mention it, there's no argument, no debate, no thinking, no reasoning, no thoughts, no sight. Everybody just agrees. It's just, you know, you go to anybody and say, well, do you believe in God? You all start off, no, I don't believe in God. I don't believe in that rubbish. He already put himself in a position that that person you just named is a real person that both of you agree upon, that you know. How are you going to tell me you don't believe in something when you don't even know about the thing? First thing I would say is, I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean, God? Look at that answer. What do you mean, God? Ask somebody that one day, hear what they say. They start rambling around. Well, I mean, you mean what? They can't even explain it. Then quickly they substitute it with another word. But debates start over on all these rubbish words, because they have associations in our minds since a childhood, since even before we were born, i.e. the blood of our parents running in us has already cemented some information in our minds before we were born. Yeah.
Yeah, like a program or like a chip or a program or something. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So, you know, everything has to be relearned. Every single thing, every single item. You know, like them times when you move to especially if you like, you know, trying to like what they call settle down. You know, like you get a woman or something and she, you know, she looks like a little bit more better than the ones you were just taking for a run or a ride. And you say, yeah, let's move to a new apartment. Something like that, yeah? And when you get into the apartment, you feel, oh, this ain't my style. What do you do first? You know, you go changing everything in there, don't you?
Yeah.
You repaint the wall, move things around, throw some things out, depending on your pockets, right? If you can afford it, you throw everything out. We woke up from slavery, and people are keeping 90% of the stuff. All these groups don't have a problem saying God, 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 the Most High God. The Most High God. Yeah, God's name is Yahawashi. How can God's name be Yahawashi when he's already called God? Are you dumb? Are you out of your mind? You just called him God, then you say his name is Yahawashi. People don't know what they're talking about. How can you be Israel and be living in Babylon? I don't care where you live. Just get out. I don't give a hoot where you live. But you can't be Israel and live in Babylon. What are you talking about? Look, the Babylonians, did they come and live in Israel? Barakuito, talk to me.
No, I don't think they did. I mean, for the little bit I know, I don't think they did.
Let's start again. Did the Babylonians, did they come and settle down inside Israel?
What? I'm not educated that far, brother.
It's all right.
That's why I
well,
come to you, man.
You already answered us. You already answered us. You already gave the right answer. I'm just now playing with
Okay,
it. I'm just now playing with it.
okay, I kind of okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If they did,
Now
if they
let
did,
me ask you this,
yeah, go on.
Ty.
Yeah,
I don't know if you know, but in America, well, I think you know, they always put in, Africa, making it look like, it's unlivable, uninhabitable there, man. It's scary when they show it here, I don't know if you know about that.
Yeah. We understand. Yeah.
You know,
You're right.
so most people, when they see that on TV, like, let me give you an example. I saw a commercial the other day.
Right.
You ever seen an actor named Matt Damon?
Yeah.
Okay. He's got a commercial.
Right.
And in his commercial, he's saying that he's gonna help give clean water to Africa, or no, not water, not clean water. He's saying he's gonna help them get pipes for their water in Africa.
Right.
So what he did with this commercial, they showed a lady carrying water from the river to her home.
Right.
He made it seem like if that's a bad thing. So when people see that and they don't understand that that's a kind of living, there's a way of living that way.
Right.
They get scared.
Right.
They don't know that that's okay to do. That's the way to live.
Yeah.
You understand me?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So he meant it's a bad thing if a woman carries water. They need a pipe to carry the water. No, that's not true. There's a way of living that way. And most people in America, they don't know that.
You're absolutely right.
Things,
You're absolutely right. They like to defame Africa. They like to defame Africa and to rubbish it and rub it down and make it look like shit. Like what's his name the other day, I think, said, in it, what's the president again? Trump, yeah. I didn't even hear him myself, but I know it went round a bit, him saying African countries are shitholes, you see. And don't forget, when you've been watching our channel, you've been seeing how we've put some emphasis on Africa and emphasis on how we need to be out of where they say we need to be and go where they say we don't need to be, because they're using your blood to run America. They're using your spirit and your blood to run America. Basically, they're using a righteous blood donation service provided by you Israelites to run an iniquitous Babylonian system. That's what they're doing. And ain't no mosquito likes you to leave the room. Ain't no mosquito likes you to leave the room. Anyone who knows what a mosquito does. A mosquito, you know what mosquitoes are?
Yes, sir. It sucks your blood.
It sucks your blood. Mosquitoes, during their lifespan, they may live with you in the room. If your house is that type, they live with you in the room. They'll suck you in the night, and during the day they'll let you rest. At nighttime, they got to suck again. And daytime they sleep, and they got to suck again until their cycle runs over and they give birth to new ones and they start all over again. They don't seem to be able to replicate their own blood and live off of that.
Wow.
I ain't no scientist. Some of you know more about mosquitoes. Brother Ty just giving you 101 mosquito education from my primary school days. I know I can pull up Wikipedia and read the whole gamut to you. That's what I'm just trying to tell you. Anyone who's been living with mosquitoes understands that. Them mosquitoes will let you rest during the day. During the night, they'll come out, feed on you. If some are real wicked ones, they'll deal with you anyhow. They've been biting you and all that, depositing stuff in you, taking out stuff from you. But they don't want you to leave. Mosquitoes don't want you to leave. Are you out of your mind, family? These guys ain't devils, they're mosquitoes. Oh, let's put that in there. They're mosquitoes. Mosquitoes don't want you to leave. Talk to me. Why would they want you to leave?
They have to survive off of you. That makes sense. I understand.
And people
that.
don't understand that. People don't understand that. People don't understand that. So when you see all these brothers saying we're not African, the Africans are these. They're keeping you there for the master. Yeah,
they work for.
They work for the master. They're keeping you there for the master. It's the greatest game on the face of the earth. How? Look back 400 years ago. Cast your mind back. 400 years ago. Just cast your mind back. When the slaves were on the ship, do you think any of those slaves was saying, yeah, let's keep going, because I hate them bloody Africans?
No, they wanted to get back home.
As soon as the ship moved 1 kilometer off the coast, tell me that the slaves on the boats were saying, damn those stinking Africans. Mr. Edom, keep driving.
Hey, that makes sense. I've never heard that before. That makes sense, man.
I mean, which one of those slaves wanted to go all the way? None. But now you're telling me 400 years later, they're looking back and saying, yeah, them damn stinking Africans. Which damn stinking Africans? The ones you wanted to return to when you were on the boat? The same ones you wanted to go back home to when you were on the boat in the first hour? Which ones? Or the ones on the boat with you? It gotta be the ones on the boat with you. It got to be the ones on the boat with you. Family, talk to me, somebody.
Now, could they have been upset at the fact of not believing that it's happening that way, or what do you think?
Say that again?
Could they have been upset because it went down in that way, because it happened in that way?
Everyone,
like, man, why me?
Yeah, go on, sorry.
You know? No, I'm listening. Yes, sir.
Yeah, everyone gets upset, brother. Everyone gets upset. But I think what it is right now is, you know, the old saying, Egypt, let my people go.
Right.
Now it's, my people, let Egypt go. Let Egypt go. My people, let Egypt go. When you now dig back into our history in the book, our people don't want Egypt to go. They don't want Egypt to go. I can tell you a story, brother. But what I'm doing, I'm writing a story for you, brothers and sisters. I'm writing a story for you. I hope I can write it properly. But I want to complete it quickly.
Okay, Todd, but you got to think of this, right?
Go ahead.
Just a thought. Just a thought.
Go ahead.
Okay, it was home, and then they were taken away, and then they feel like they have no home, and then no one's reaching out saying, you know, come back home. Well, you are, and maybe, you know, some guys with the hip family, and I understand that, but I'm talking about, you know, there's not many people saying that, come back home, you know, and then when you look, home looks scary because they're showing us things to scare us from it. Yeah. So what do you do then? You know, what do you do?
Thank you very much, brother. You know, you've said it in the cleanest way possible. Said like that, it doesn't need too long an explanation. You know, it's when the people come with emotions and don't say the way you did it, but want to go round and round and round and round before we now come to, so what do we do then? The point is, I mean, what we need to do is to have a little bit more, what's it called now? Networking and communication between ourselves. Home,
like build.
Yeah, like now, home and away. Those homegrown ones and the ones overseas in the diaspora need to have that communication line open. Like what we're doing right now, yeah, and then re-educate each other about our current situations. Okay, that's it. That's the way forward for it, yeah, and that's it.
Yeah.
because he doesn't. There's nothing else to do about it, and then that leaves the people who want to make their move to make their move, and the ones who don't want to make their move will not make their move. You know, having said that, the system is colluding in this misawakening. It's called a misawakening, all right? Misawakening happening. People are not really awakening. It's just a misawakening, all right? It's a misawakening whereby people think they've woken up. But you know what?
Yeah.
If anybody woke up on a slave ship and don't think of going home, have they really woken up?
No.
Ah, there you go. Anyone wake up. Anyone who comes to America from Mexico or Guatemala, somewhere in the, you know, in the south of the American border, if he come to United States and he works there for a couple of months, years or whatever, you tell me he don't remember where his home is? You tell me he don't know that, hold on, you know, I'm getting carried away here. I've been in this place too long.
Yeah.
If I got the, you know, if I got the means to get out of here, I better just go. If ain't nobody tying me down, I better just get out of here. You know, I come in this country like so many people. I mean, I have a brother. Let me give you this quick example, yeah? I have an older brother. When he came in this country, a white man met him on a bus. An old white man met him on a bus, as he was telling me. And he was telling me this story about, I don't know, 20 years ago. He said he met an old white man on the bus. And the old white man said to him, "Young man, where are you from?" He looked at the old white man and said, "Africa." The old white man said, yeah, I know. "Where in Africa?" Oh, my brother was taken aback, like, okay, sorry, I thought you was just like, you know, one of them ignorant old white men who don't know nothing about Africa. So he said, "Nigeria." Then the man went on to say, "Where in Nigeria?" Then he got really scared, like, wow, this white man is asking me where in Nigeria. He must know what Nigeria is. So he told the white man where in Nigeria. And the white man was like, wow, I grew up there. I grew up there. Then the white man went to say to him, "So why are you here? What are you doing here in England?" He replied, "Oh, I'm just here to study, you know, get educated." And the man said, "Well, okay." Man kept quiet for a bit and then said to him, "Look, if you finish studying here, don't stay here, okay? Don't stay here." And he looked at the old white man. And this is England, London. People normally don't talk to people.
Right.
Everybody just sit down tight by their own self. But here's a man like, you know, who knows who sent him. Who knows who sent him? Giving you a kind of spiritual lecture. So the man said, "Look, and if you stay, don't stay more than 3 years. If you stay more than 3 years, make sure you don't get married here." I'm fast forwarding the convo because, you know, I don't want to put the pauses the man did. Basically how the man did it was, after he said one statement, he would rest, come back with a new statement, then rest, then come back with a new statement. So it was always very pointed. Anyway, so he said, "Look, if you stay, don't stay longer than 3 years. If you stay longer than 3 years, make sure you don't get married. If you get married, make sure you don't have children here. If you have children here, make sure you don't raise them here." And he was like, you know, what's going on? I can't forget this story. Now, my brother worked for the last 20 years, I think, almost 18 hours every single day.
Oof.
For 20 years. just feeding the children. He's as skinny as a pencil. And this is two of them. Man and wife. And the children, with all due love and respect. The children, with all due love and respect. I don't even want to say it because it saddens me. But I just got to say it. The children, with all due love and respect, like all the children in this country, they don't have a soul.
I know what you're saying.
They don't have a soul.
I understand.
Sometimes they meet me on the road outside. They just greet me like they greeted like they've just greeted I don't even know. Like I'm just a lamppost.
Just a random person.
Yeah, like I'm just a random.
I understand that.
When you visit them, they don't come and sit down with you. They don't offer you anything. They don't chat with you. They can't chat with you.
Yeah.
I'm like, and this is my older brother, I'm like, bro, do you know, and look, both of them is black. So, because somebody gonna say, is it because the woman's white? No. Both of them is black, and both of them have direct parents who grew up in Africa. Direct parents on both sides. And their children don't speak a single word. Okay. Their children don't speak a single word of our language. A single word of our language. And everything's missing, bro. Everything's missing. I'm like, you don't even need to be white to say you've lost your identity. Yeah, don't forget, they didn't go on slave ships. They only came here. The wife and the parents came here in the 60s or 50s or thereabouts on a cruise liner, okay? Yeah, okay. So you can see that really there's no difference. But half of the black community in England, that's how we are. Our children don't look at the parents like parents.
Over here too.
Oh, there you go, brother.
But over here too. But they think that's normal. They think it's normal. They don't think it's something wrong with that. Most of them can't even see it. Most of them don't understand why is it that way. Like they think it's a normal thing in their lifestyle.
Of course,
it's horrible.
Of course, it's normal, brother. It's normal. Why do I say it's normal? Because when you're in the winter regions of the world, what kind of substance do you have to be?
Ice.
Oh, talk to me again. What kind of substance do you have to be in winter regions?
Ice.
Tell me one more time. What kind of substance do you have to be in a winter region?
Ice.
Ice. Isn't that normal?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's normal. Why are we surprised? Talk to me, brother. Why are we surprised? If our children are like ice, when we allow us to stay in the winter country. I'm not saying winter now only as in temperature right now. I'm not even saying that. I'm saying in everything.
No, I know what you're saying. I understand.
You know, spiritually, ice. Mentally, ice. Physically, ice. Intellectually, ice. Artfully, ice. Everything is ice. That's why they need you, warm-blooded animals, around them. If you were not there, they would freeze. Talk to me, family.
Wow. That makes sense, man. I've never heard that before, Ty.
How can we, brother? How can we? That's why they need us. Otherwise, they're going to freeze. They're going to freeze. Why do you think they started multiculturalism? I mean, I'm not saying it's the only reason. Not saying it's the only reason, but walk with me, track with me, as Brother Isaac says.
But it's a true, it's a big factor. I get it. It's a big factor. I get it.
GSH everything, vanilla ice, absolutely. See, so this is why we need. You see, the thing is huge. The thing is huge. All right. I know it sounds simplistic. Oh yeah, Brother Ty says, let's get out of, let all of us get out of the Western world and go back to Africa. Well, yeah, will Africa even want us, and so on and so forth. Yeah, I know all of that. I know all the so-called, you know, problems and challenges and concerns we have. I know, even myself. Or somebody even said to me, Brother Ty, you're telling us to get out. Where are you right now?
That's fair. I understand that.
Yeah,
that's fair
like,
to say, right?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm here, but you know, I'm only here because of you guys. Honestly speaking, I never thought I was gonna be here. Like a year ago now, my mind was not my bags. My mind was already packed. My mind was packed like a year and something ago. I wasn't meant to stay this long. So it's for your benefit, family. I could have been down in Africa somewhere with access to 10 minutes YouTube streaming every month. Just 10 minutes every month. Who gonna eat? Gonna eat.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as it is,
I got a friend. I got a friend. He's from well, he's from Jamaica, but he got raised in Sierra Leone.
Right.
And man, that's all he did was brag about that and talk how beautiful it is and how he couldn't wait to get back. Right. But his son, he has to be over here because he's waiting till his son's a little bit older.
Right.
But that's all he talked to me about, man. He was trying to, you know, teach me little things here and there about it, man. But he said it's gorgeous, you know.
Right. I mean, you know, Africa is not the most beautiful place in terms of just beauty like that, but I know, you know, if I had a chance, I would like to visit more places. But we're not talking just the beauty in terms, but I hear what you're saying, and
well, you know, everything, the lifestyle.
Yeah.
He said the way the women treat their husband.
Yeah.
You know, he mentioned the talking about how, you know, people treat each other. Right. You know, he mentioned the package. I just said it that way just to, you know, put it out there, because that's beauty in that.
I agree with you anyway. I agree with you. I'm just doing a little bit more, you know, just a little bit more, what do you call it? You know, just a little bit more love into it. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. Africa is spiritually beautiful. You know, it's spiritually beautiful. What did I say, brother? It's spiritually beautiful. This is the thing. It's both scary and both what do you call it? Reassuring at the same time. You know. Can you still hear me, brother Shooter?
Yeah. I'm listening.
It's spiritually beautiful. Because the rawness and the antiquity of time is still on the ground. The rawness and antiquity of time is still on the ground. It's like one of the places that hasn't been diluted. That hasn't been diluted to level 2. You hearing me?
I'm listening.
Yeah. Many places on the earth have been diluted to level 2 already. They've been diluted or removed from level 1 already.
What do you mean? How?
Give me a second, I beg you. Just give me 1 second, family. I gotta get a drink quickly. Just 1 second.
All right.
1 second, yeah?
Don't tell us.
Right. It's an empty chair. Right. Yeah, what I'm trying to say is, can you hear me, brother?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is,
you were talking about the land being diluted.
yeah, you know, there's still some more history I'm looking into. I'm hoping for more understanding, but you know, I'm gonna put this statement out just because in the future, if I change what I said now, even a little variation, people will say, "But I remember you saying something like this." So just keep that in mind, family, because there's some things going on in my mind that I'm trying to work out. You know, it may be important or not, but anyway, with that said, Africa, especially sub-Sahara Africa, from my studies, it's a very new place. Okay, I'm not saying there can't be anything ancient in it, from our understanding. But what it was, you can all see that all the Negro people or the Negroid people, we all pushed into that place called Africa today. All right.
Yeah.
There is no greater concentration of that Negroid, if you like, spirit. All right. There's several layers to this thing which I won't be able to cover, or which I won't even consider myself like a high level expert, you know, but I can explain a lot of what I'm saying in my own language, yeah. But everything.
Does it have to do with the blood type also, like bloodline?
Yeah, everything.
You would say or no?
Yeah, may not be directly like what we would call bloodline, okay. But blood, okay, all right, yeah, because you know when we say bloodline, people, we normally thinking of a set of people who want to continue a particular, you know, type of blood anyway. But let's just say, call it just the Negroid blood, all right. And the Negroid blood, like blood is life, okay. And inside blood is a whole lot of powers and energy and information and all that kind of stuff, all right. So what happens is when you get such a huge concentration of the same thing, you find more of whatever power there is in that same place. So for example, you have different types of gold. You can have African gold, Indian gold, you know, gold that they found in, I don't know, some European regions, stuff like that, you know. And you have with crude oil, you know, and stuff like that. So, and all of these elements are geographically distinct, you know. They're geographically distinct. Not to say you can't find that same strain somewhere else, you can, but in that same quantity you can't, you know. So
like more pure.
I don't even know if it's, well, yeah, you can say more pure, but the pure has to mean, the pure doesn't mean clean. It doesn't only mean clean. It just means not diluted with anything else. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, it don't mean like, you know, what me and you would say clean. No, it just means even if it's dirty, at least it's not diluted with anything else. You get me? Even something clean. You know, even something clean. You get me? So it's like you would come to Europe, and you would find a whole lot of black people in Europe, but you know that the majority of people would be white European. Yeah? You with me?
I didn't know that. So I know that
Okay.
now, so I can't comment on it. But
Okay.
I'm
All right.
listening. Ty.
Okay. Or how we would come to America and then find that there's, there's a whole lot of black people in many places, but when you look at the whole America put together, you find that it's possible to find a greater concentration of the lighter skinned version of human there, right? So you wouldn't
Yes.
really equate by skin color and by numbers. You wouldn't equate, if I'm correct, Africa and North America to be the same, So somebody would be able easily to see that, oh, I'm living in a white country in America, than they would see that if they were living in Africa. You see what I mean? Yeah?
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
in those terms, all the people living in Africa are forming a spiritual network by default of their blood and their spiritual type, which is more or less one and the same thing, So what you would do is you would consider them to be like receptors of the same type or frequency of the same type, contained within certain parameters, basically, you see. So all we're talking about, layman's language, basically, if you're in the Americas, you're more likely to find ice types, ice blood, okay? You're more likely to find ice blood. When you're in a place like Africa, you're more likely to find, fire blood. Are you with me, brother?
I'm listening.
Yeah, so you're more likely to find fire blood. And the two are like different. So one is refining gold, the other one is freezing life. Yeah? You with me? One is refining gold, the other is freezing life. So with such an energy or power play going on, Africa becomes that place of greatest beauty, because it's a spiritual vibration, in terms of that density, in terms of density, that denseness, that spiritual denseness is most profound there, because of that negroid, a unique characteristic, okay? Because of that negroid unique characteristic. That negroid unique characteristic. Now, am I saying that when you go to another kind of place or nation or geographical area that you won't find another type of uniqueness? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying in the context of the negroid people, they have their own.
Okay.
And it is what it is. I'm not here to debate with anyone to say, is this one better or that one bad, or this inferior or that superior. Nobody talks about is gold superior or inferior to diamond. There ain't no debate. People just leave it.
Okay.
It is just what it is, isn't it? It is just what it is. The two don't even need comparing, to be honest. The two don't need comparing. They're just two different things. They're two different things. So we should leave it at that. But I just want people to get that understanding of what I'm trying to say. Why Africa is that special, beautiful, spiritual place. Because of that gold vibration. That gold vibration is there. That fire vibration is there. All right? So that fire vibration affects the people and affects the land, and the land gives back. The land gives back, and they give back, and they give back, and they give back. So they're both. It's like the car and the alternator. The battery alternator in the car. I think the what's it called? The car battery alternator charges the battery, and the battery returns energy to the alternator. I think it's something like that. Am I correct or wrong? Somebody help me out again.
Yeah.
So
No, you're right.
yeah. So
exactly right.
Yeah. So they're returning energy to each other in a, what do you call it now? In a symbiotic way. They're returning energy to each other, and then they stay power. The more pressure you put on the gas, the more powerful the battery becomes. The more pressure you put on the gas, the more powerful the battery becomes. The less pressure you put on the gas, the battery starts to lose quality. So I say charge it up, put more fire, right? So that's the thing that's going on in Africa, why Africa holds that special place that it does now. Probably has always, if not all of it, a huge chunk of it. That's why they couldn't get rid of Africa, because it was a power place for such reasons. But they get into a stage where that power thing can be replaceable. That power thing can become replaceable if they think they found a way to replace that power. That's why you go into this new movie they made called the Black Panther movie. In this Black Panther movie, they're showing an element, a powerful element, that I don't actually think they've actually, what do you call it? Actually, you know, generally speaking, presented to us like they found. But they're telling us, like, you know, in Wakanda, there is some vibranium. Oh, well, look at the name again. What's that name called? You still there with me, brother? It's called
right. Yeah.
It's called vibranium. Exactly.
Vibranium.
Yeah.
And you're talking about vibration, so I understand.
So,
I'm listening.
See, you go. There you go. They call that thing vibranium. Let me just check it just to make sure that's the name they gave it. Vibranium. I'm just, you know, I wasn't paying too much attention anyway to the movie, but I think that's the name. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Vibranium. That's it. Wikipedia. Vibranium is a fictional metal appearing in American comic books. There you go. So that's the element they said that the people of Wakanda had. You feeling me, brother?
I'm listening. Yes, sir.
That's the thing that they said they had. Well, if that is what they had, what is it? Since obviously if it was some kind of metal, they wouldn't tell us, would they? Because if they did, why would we want to sell it or give it to anybody? Are you with me, family? If it was a real metal, why would they tell us that we got it and it's the greatest metal in the face of the earth? Why would they want to tell us we got it and we can decide how to issue it out? How to share it out if we want.
Right.
And it's not only that it's a metal, it also lives within us. It teaches us things. It makes us know things, yeah. So there it is on the screen, vibranium. So the explanation I was giving you now, I didn't read this first. It just came to mind that they call that thing vibranium. So let's check again. It is vibranium. What we're talking about? We're talking about the vibration from the earth of Mother Africa. Not just from the earth, but between each other, going back in the earth giving it back to us receiving, sharing it amongst ourselves, returning it back, and our Creator above us giving that real life to us.
Right.
So that's the greatest power that we have. But in layman's terms, what is that real power called? In layman terms, what's that real power called? Let me see if anybody in the chat knows what this vibranium really is. Essentially,
spiritual power.
I'm just waiting. Yeah, I'm waiting for the name. I just want one name. You're there, but I want one name. And it's the name.
Life?
It's the name that we're used to the most. Yes, it's in life, but it's a prerequisite for life. It is something that we have to do to have life. So anyone in the what do you call it? Anyone in the chat, you know, anyone in the chat, if you know the answer to the question, it's called vibranium in fiction. In explanation, I'll just explain what it is. But seriously, what is it? What is that real vibranium? I'm waiting, family. I want to see how your minds are prepped. Go on. Keep talking to me, family. Brother Chuito, I'm just looking at the chat. Yeah, can you see the chat, Brother Chuito?
No, no, I'm on my cell phone.
Okay,
And
okay.
no, sir.
It's all right. Okay. I'm waiting, brothers and sisters. Right? Okay. Now let me type it in there. It's a word that we hear all the time in our society. You know, they say all we need is what? All we need is. All we need is. All we need is.
Love.
Huh?
Love.
Love. There you go.
No, seriously, I just guessed that, man. Yeah, I tell you.
Yeah. That's it. Come on, family. You're being too advanced, too educated. It's a simple word. You've tried. Brother Chuitos is named it already. All you need is, yeah. I'm telling you that's the word because that's the word you know, okay? Family, I'm telling you the word because that's the word you know, all right? So that vibranium really is nothing more than what, family? Put it in there and put a 789 on it for now, yeah? Come on. It's you know, it's the English word called love, all right? That vibranium, I know some people will be like, where did Bro Ty get that from now? You know. Yeah. Vibranium is actually, yeah. Some people will be like, I don't understand where Brother Ty got that. I've been with him for some time now, but he's lost me there. So vibranium really is the equivalent in modern, you know, modern English language, family, yeah, is love. Now, can somebody now try and find out where I'm going, why I'm telling you this is what it is? Okay, anybody, anyone know? Anyone? Why am I saying this is what it is? Why am I saying this is what it is? Do you, if you consider it, Brother Chuito, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? If you consider what I've said, you can join in and see what exactly, why I said, and keep the train of thought, why I said that vibranium is actually, the word they just trying to talk about is love. All right? And then when you keep in mind how I've already explained what that vibranium is, and you look at it and you quickly put the parameters together, and you can now see, yeah, you can see, yeah, all right, okay, all right, okay.
I don't want to say that. I don't want to say nothing wrong, so I'd rather listen because I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's all right. Yeah, that's all right. If anything comes to mind, don't worry. I'm at the same time I'm reading the comments, so I'm following the comments. Their brothers and sisters, their train of thought. So you don't. If I'm a bit quiet, don't worry. I'm just reading the comments, so you can, you know, don't feel you have to say anything. Okay, brothers. Yeah, I'm waiting for you. Okay, what it is this. Yeah. Before our Messiah left, he gave, after he'd given all the other precepts. And actually, let's go back to Genesis 20. Let's go back to to Exodus 20. Yeah, let me make sure I've got the right scripture. Actually, yeah, let me go back to why I say it's love. Yeah, let's go back to Exodus 20. And some of you by now you would have been like, yeah, I can see where Brother Ty is going and why he says that. Okay, so let's go back to Exodus 20 think Exodus 20 in it. It's 20 in it, yeah, 20, yeah. 20 and let's go. Where are we? Oh wow. Yeah, let's go to well, the tiger will be struggling for scripture now. Just give me 1 second, family. Yeah, just give me a second, family, yeah? Let me see where we want to pick this up. Let me see where we want to get this from. Let's see. Excuse me, family. Just trying to pick. Okay, we can just pick one here. Now. Yeah, let's pick. Excuse me. I might find something better, but you just give me a second, because I'm trying to explain something. I'm not actually looking for a scripture to do the thing, but I'm trying to explain something. Yeah, but let's try and take it. If anybody remember anything better, please just tell me or alert me as we go. Yeah. So let's go Deuteronomy 6 and 5. Okay. Deuteronomy 6 and 5. Okay. That's where we wanna jump into this and see what we're talking about here. So in Deuteronomy 6 and 5, who remembers that one? Deuteronomy 6 and 5. Anyone remember it? And just yeah. So it's the same keyword. All right. Love thy Creator. Yeah, with all, yeah, thy strength, sometimes strength, with all thy heart, yeah, heart, soul, yeah, okay, yeah, okay, family.
Yeah.
I'm just what's it called there? I'm just paraphrasing. If you find my writing is slightly different from what you got in your book, you still understand. It's just the same, yeah. Okay, family, yeah. So that's it. So love thy Creator, yeah. Somebody's asking the question. DSH everything. You saying what question is? Do we understand what love is? Are you asking me, or are you asking us? Or are you telling us? Try again, brother, please. If you're asking me, just say at Brother Ty. Yeah? Okay. So anyway, the key to that question I was just asking right there is found in or one of the keys is found in Deuteronomy 6 and 5, which says, "Love thy Creator." You know, some of you who have all these other names that you call the Creator, this is why those names you got to throw them in the bin, because they won't make any sense with this kind of teaching. All right, they can't make any sense, because what I'm showing you right now, there's no way you can put that thing into that equation. It just won't. It won't fit in there. It just won't fit. It's the wrong hole. It's the wrong hole. So understand. So when we understand who our Creator is, you see how everything fits. How explanation, how names, how concepts, how descriptions, how terminology, how formulas, how everything fits. It will become clearer and clearer and clearer, because it's just like when you're working with the right tools. You're working with the right tools, everything you grab is for the work. When you're working with the wrong tools, everything you grab, you're gonna be, oh no, I didn't bring this, I didn't bring that, oh my. It's gonna be grumbling all day long. Okay, so when you now understand who our Creator is, who is eternal life, then he says, you shall love eternal life with all thy soul and all thy heart and all thy strength. Brother Quito, repeat that for me.
He said, when you... Okay, let me try.
Yeah. Or if you got it, if you got the scripture open?
No,
Okay.
I'm driving. I've been trying. I
Yeah.
picked up my wife. I've been trying to get her home, and I keep stopping to listen because this is important to me.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
you said when you love eternal life,
Yeah. With all your heart,
your heart, your mind,
your soul, your soul,
your soul, and your
might.
strength.
Yeah, that's it. So you can now read it back to me. So when you love what?
When you love life.
When you love eternal life.
Oh, eternal life.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's all
eternal life.
Yeah.
With all your heart and your soul.
Yeah.
And your strength.
Put with all in front of all of them.
With all your heart.
Yeah.
Your soul and your strength.
Hold on. With all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength.
Okay.
So, yeah, do it like that.
When you love eternal life.
Yeah.
With all your heart, with all your soul.
Yeah.
And with all your strength.
Yeah, that is it. We've got to love him who is eternal life. How do we have to love him?
With all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength.
You got to love him with all of those. Only then do we have vibranium.
And in that, you're saying in that land, that's a lifestyle, the way they live, and that's why that's created there. Because the vibrations, maybe it's over my head.
No, you're making sense. You're making sense. You're making sense. You're making sense. Say what you said again.
Okay, so because in that area there's a lifestyle, those vibrations create those things, and it's a force. It's a force. It's a power.
Exactly.
And it gives power. They charge each other with that power. I understand that now.
Exactly.
I mean,
that's vibranium. That's vibranium.
That's beautiful.
That's vibranium.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah. Does it make sense?
Of course, yes, it does.
Can it make sense if you put any other name in there besides eternal life? Because if it still don't make sense yet, for some of you who have all these other names you're using, you just got to see the futility of it. When it's eternal life, you can't get better than that. No, I mean, tell me, is there anything greater than eternal life? Show me one name on the face of the earth that you can explain it to me, which is greater than eternal life. It's a challenge. Show me anything, any name you can pluck out of anywhere that is greater than eternal life. And we speak in English.
Yeah, I couldn't think of anything.
Come on, somebody else. Because what I'm saying is, if you put any other name that you're going to love with all your heart and all your this and all your that, and we know you won't even love it with all of your that, you can't get vibranium. You can't get vibranium. But if we love eternal life, you got to understand, family, open your heads. Give yourself 3 slaps, please. Just do it. Because I need this to go into you. I wish I could see your faces right now. Give yourself, like all these wrestlers and boxers and weightlifters do before they go and lift that weight. I need you to that thing that makes your head wake up. When we love eternal life, then when there's the desire, you see, when you want to make $1 million, you don't leave any stone unturned if you can actually make it. If there's a chance to make $1 million in a week, you will do everything to make it $1 million, whatever it takes. If somebody said, look, there's a chance to make $1 million, brother, come with me, but you got to do everything right. Brother Chuito, will you take a risk of not doing everything right?
No, not at all.
If they tell you that, look, the $1 million, you can see it over there, But you got to do everything right. Everything, not few things. Everything. It's like everything, when they say everything, a pilot goes into the aeroplane, he's got to do everything right to get that thing off the floor. Not a few things.
Right.
Everything.
I would have to do everything. Yeah, it has to be perfect. It has to be everything right. I understand.
See?
I would do it. I would do it. Yeah.
See? So when our Creator is now saying, quote and unquote, you're going to have vibranium, but you've got to do everything perfectly,
right,
with all your soul, all your heart, and all your strength. You've got to do everything perfectly with all your soul, all your heart, all your strength. Then you'll have vibranium. What do you think?
Well, we're supposed to be doing it all right then, right?
There you go. We're supposed to be doing Look, he says, be you perfect. For I, your Father, I am what?
Perfect.
I'm perfect. He didn't say try. He didn't say try. He said be. Be you perfect, family, he said. Because you know we can. He says, be you perfect. Be you perfect. If you can be perfect, your vibranium will activate. Be you perfect. Activate your vibranium. 789 family, keep that in your books. Be you perfect. Activate your vibranium. I did say, I did say we wanted to cut this off like 2 hours. We're going 3 hours now.
I'm sorry, Ty. Excuse me. I'll listen. I'll watch the video, man.
Brother, it's all right. Brother, it's all right. Brother, it's all right.
No, I know. No, brother, it's not.
Brother,
you excuse me.
Brother, don't worry. I say it is. Without you, we wouldn't be going here today. All right, are you there?
Well, I didn't want to interrupt. This is the only way I've learned so far to get a hold of you. But I downloaded the app, and I'm trying to learn how to use it, man.
It's all right, brother. You're doing well. You're doing life. Without you, we wouldn't be going here right now. Okay, we're here because you came in right now. Okay, so I'm gonna retitle this video, maybe and start the other one later. So family. That vibranium is love. But tell me, family, I don't know if I should round it up here, just so this thing don't get too long. Tell me, family, how are we going to have vibranium when we don't love and when we don't want to be in a place that is non-ice? You can't love in an ice condition. Are we lying, brother Churito?
No, we're not.
We can't love in an ice condition, can we?
No.
We can't. How are we going to do it when ice is frozen? We can't.
Yeah, there's no heat there. There's no fire
heat
there.
There's no fire. There's no fire. You can't love in an icy condition. That's why they don't want us to get back to Africa. Because you see, some of the greatest love could happen is this. The greatest love that could happen is this. That our families who are all over the earth come home to the ones who are at home. And then we all cry together. You know what a reunion is?
Yeah.
That's it. And if we can start doing right, that's what scares the people of the earth. That's what scares them.
Yeah. That's
it. That's what scares them, family. We need to develop this vibranium. This is vibranium. Let's put that out there again. The Vibranium Precepts. Hopefully we're gonna write that later. It's called the Vibranium Precepts, family. Give that a 789. What we gonna do? What we gonna say again?
789. Keep it in your mind.
Yeah.
So it sticks in your mind.
It sticks in the mind. It's the Vibranium Precepts, family. What we gonna do? I thought we was gonna, you know, just for people who need to be able to jump in and out of these videos. I know we already gave this video a title. Let me see. What should I do? I know I got an image on the front of it. Maybe I'm gonna retitle this one and open the new one. Let me title this one the Vibranium Precept. Okay. Or what would you say, Brother Quito?
No, you're the teacher, man. Not I'm listening, man. You're the teacher. You know exactly what to do, boss.
The Vibranium Precept. Are we gonna do it? We're gonna do it one more time. This was off the cuff. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it again. The Vibranium Precept. Yeah, we're gonna leave this for now. Family. Just because we, you know, some of us sometimes it's hard to watch a video if it's even longer than an hour, 2 hours, because we don't really have times, and it puts people off when they see a video which is 6 hours long. They're not sure where to get into it, and some of our brothers are actually saying it's not even that they don't want to get into it, it's that some of them their broadband or whatever it is, their devices or internet or whatever can't even go that long. So they want to be able to choose the video where it kicks in. So is it all right if I stop this one right now and then restart a new one, family? Yeah, is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna stop this and start a new one. Yeah.
Brother Ty, I gotta get off myself. I just
Okay, that's all
I'd like
right.
to thank you for your time, and I hope that the Hit family doesn't get upset at me over.
No. I think those who are grateful for this chat are grateful for it anyway. You know, yeah, there'll be some people who would have said, "Oh yeah, let's get the other one," but you know, we're gonna do it now. You know.
I really appreciate it, and I take I'll be watching your videos because like I said, I look up to you, and I'm a student to your work, man, and it's really appreciated. And blessings to you, the whole Hit family. Shalom. Thank you very much.
All right.
I love you guys.
Yeah.
Take care. Take
a year to you. Yeah, a year to you, brother. Link up. Have you downloaded our app yet?
I did, and I'm just learning how to use it. Like I said, I'm not an educated person. I'll tell you the truth. And
you'll be all right. Don't worry. Yeah, you'll be all right. Just take it slowly anyway. You know.
Thank you, man.
You'll be all right.
Thank you for your time, Ty. It's really appreciated.
Blessings to you, brother.
Blessings to you, VA, and thank you.
Okay, brother.
Talk to you guys soon. Thank you much.
Okay, shalom to you.
Shalom.
Right. So that was Brother Chuito right there. I thank him. I appreciate his entrance at that time. For we were able to have this different get together, and I've just relabeled it the Vibranium Precept. I hope we can, gain from that, because it will go a long way to helping us to understand a whole lot of other things. Okay, family. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna cut this video and start a new one. All right, and then come back in a minute or two. Yeah, is that all right, family? Yeah. Okay. in the meantime, let me say, well, or should I just come back and do it anyway? Let me see. Yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with the first title that we had, yeah, which was the Muslim, is Islam peaceful? Can Islam be peaceful? All of you've seen what's been going on at down at the park in Speaker's Corner, and all the drama from a couple of weeks ago. Tommy Robinson, Callum, Sarah, and all the other people down there getting threatened and violence and all that kind of stuff. And we're not putting no blame at the moment, but that's what we want to examine in the next video that we're gonna do together. So link back in a couple of minutes, okay, brothers and sisters. So I'm gonna sign out this one so it doesn't get too long, and I'll be right back. Okay, shalom, 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 shalom to you. Okay, be right back.